Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Flux. We are back with another M Plus commentary for Season 2. This is a 16 workshop that we streamed the other night as Affliction. We kind of just walked in here and one-shot it, which is pretty cool. This was a US rank 2 key when we timed it, which is also pretty cool. So I'm gonna jump right into the commentary, guys. Definitely leave a like, subscribe, or comment on the video if you found this helpful or if you enjoyed it. All that stuff really helps me out. For the talents, I'm playing the same talents I normally do as Affliction. Instead of Death's Embrace, I'm playing Malevolent though, I think. I will have the talent code in the description, and they're on my, what's it called? Discord as always. So when we're gathering here, again, I'm just throwing out some Agonies. Seed, once everything's gathered, we're gonna go into Vile Taint. Malevolence, Soul Rot, Dark Glare, Trinket Potion, all that stuff, and then Rapture Dump. Just dumping a lot of Raptures. I got some shards, I think, from just stuff dying. Also got a PI, so I have pretty good shard gen. Not really going crazy with the agony refreshes here. Mostly just trying to rapture. I think I only refreshed like a couple agonies there, which is completely fine. Stuff was getting close to dying anyway. So yeah, that was a pretty clean first pull. We're gonna go on to boss now. For this boss, I guess you mostly want a Prio Platinum Pummeler. He has kind of higher health and no mercy. They do need to die at the same time though. You guys are gonna see right here, if you get that charge, you can drop a port and just port down so you don't go flying 20 feet backwards. Other than that, you just want to dodge the saws, dodge the bombs at your feet, and then keep both bosses dotted with Agony and Wither. Wither you don't really have to track, you apply it once. Definitely don't want to let Agony fall off either of these bosses. And yeah, dude, just waiting for cooldowns right now. I'm sending Shadow Bolts. I'm not really rapturing. Making sure my dots don't drop. We're at 5 shards now. I have CDs coming up in like 2 or 3 seconds. So I'm going to make sure everything is dotted up. And then we're going to send CDs. And then we're going to go into a full-on Rapture Dump. Again, I got the charge here. If you're really quick about it, you can just drop port once you see you're targeted, and then you'll port to where you are. The scary thing about leaving your port up and not moving it is if something like this happens. So let's say, for example, I got the charge right now, and I'm over here on this side of the room, and I don't see that my port is covered by a bomb. You're just going to kill yourself. So generally advise trying to just move it if you get targeted, if you can. I have CDs again here, so we're going to send right now. Full Rapture Dump. Kind of just, you can kind of stop sending when Vile Taint, Soul Rot fall off the boss. Generally, I guess you would want to press the defensive during ground pound. When Platinum Pummeler does ground pound, this ground pound, that's just pulsing AoE. It's not really that dangerous. Kind of depends. I guess it depends if the healer has stuff up and whatnot. But yeah, you want to kill the bosses, like I said, just like that, pretty close to each other. If you kill one too early, they'll start pulsing AoE. That ramps. So you're just going to be like on a timer before everyone rots to death. Cool, so now we are on to the second pack. We're going to pull a drill here with, I think, 2 of the slimes. I'm going to be prioing this drill. So we're going to put Haunt UA on him. Seed once everything's gathered. I'm stacking Shadow's Embrace right now on him, and then we're going to send Vile Taint, Malevolent Soul Rot, Dark Lair, all that stuff. The drill is dead, so we're going to pull the next one. I'm going to focus Prio to the next drill. These gunks cast the heal debuff, or the heal absorb, I mean. Generally, you want to try to stop that when the drill is happening. Outside of that, you don't necessarily need to stop. You can also LOS this gunk cast. Like if you're behind a wall or one of these little pillars over here. You see we had one go off right before the drill, which is a little unfortunate. If that does happen, make sure you are pressing a big defensive or have like a health stone, health pot available. So here we're gonna pull to this little corner. We're gonna skip the drill, the last drill, making sure everything has wither with the seed. Right here, you're prowling, I guess, just a gunk. We're gonna pull these dogs in. Gonna make sure I get them dotted. That's why I threw a seed out there. I'm swapping to imp for this section because of dispels. The dogs leave a little dot on whoever they jump to. Like pretty much after, in this dungeon, after like the very first pull where you do the whole room, you don't really need kick. So you want to pull out imp, especially for this section. It's just very helpful. I don't think I've sent CDs yet because I believe we said we were going to do a big dog pull in this area. So I'm just holding for that. Big dog pull, have all my stuff up. Just gonna agony while we wait. I'm gonna seed. Toss a UA haunt out. Vile Malevolence, Soul Rot, Dark Glare. If you are a dwarf, you can also dwarf off this bleed. Or not the bleed, it's a dot. I think I had 2 stacks, so I dwarfed it off. I'm kind of watching the healer to see if he dispels anyone. If it goes on myself, I kind of usually just instantly dispel myself. You see, if you have a lingering dot on you like this, like if it goes off for like a couple seconds, press it defensive, because that's how you know like the healer probably doesn't have his dispel available, and that dot really trucks. So make sure you are pressing a defensive for that. On this boss, there is some shenanigans you can do with port that I believe I get myself killed with. So you got to be careful. I'll show you guys when we get there. You can also like kind of hang on the corners of this box and still hit the boss when he's doing that vent flame stuff. That is really reliant on how if your tank pulls the boss to the box though. Like he has to put the boss in a very certain spot for you guys to be able to hit it. Yeah, you can see right here we're able to still hit the boss behind the box and not take damage. You'll also see like on my nameplate it says like safe. I don't know if that's either from LVUI or Bigwigs because they're like the only two add-ons I'm using. I'm not sure which one it is. If you want to track it, there is a weak aura out there that'll track. There is a buff. It's this little buff here that looks like the rogue. It looks like the rogue stealth buff. There's a weak aura that'll track that buff for you and tell you if you're safe or not. If you have that buff up, that means you're safe. You're behind the box and you're not going to get hit. So here I think is what I'm going to do with the port. You guys see right there. If he leaps to you and you port fast enough, you won't take damage from the leap. It's a nice little way to avoid damage. The only problem is that sometimes people will be standing on your port. So I guess you just have to kind of pay attention to that. Because I do get myself killed because of that. I think it's going to be right here actually. Like the druid's on top of my port. And I ported too early. I ported too early, number one, and then number two, yeah, he was just standing on my port. I don't know how he didn't die, but that's unfortunate. Luckily, I wasn't like in cooldowns or anything, so we still have some damage here. Also, I guess so like when you're out of when the vent flame stops, and you move away from this box, make sure you're moving like far away. Don't just keep standing on top of this box. Because you can bait the new box on top of this box, and that's kind of bad. That box explodes and does AoE damage if you're too close to it. It can kill you. Here is the gate skip. Just got to go up the ramp a little bit and then aim it right there. And that saves you a little bit of time. So here I'm going to Agony UA this one. That's going to die. Doing that to get a shard. I got a free shard because that guy died with UA. And then going into my setup on this stuff. Sending all CDs, and then we're going to Agony, we're going to Rapture Dump. Probably focus a Tinkerer here instead of a guard. But I mean, they all kind of die. They all kind of have the same health, so they die pretty evenly for the most part. And then just make sure you're kicking the Giga Wallop. Cool, so I'm setting up here again with the seed. I'm agonying everything because I don't have Vial Taint up yet. These are going to drop dots on everyone. I just dispelled it with my dwarf. And they're going to do a short out. That's when you want to press like a defensive button. If you have a dot plus short out, that's very big defensive button. You are in very big danger there. See, this thing's trucking me, so I pressed unending. Healer dispelled me though. Here we got the dot ticking on me. I literally pulled out imp. I was just going to dispel myself. Cool, so this guy is just a single target. Little mini boss. Just got to dodge stuff. Move around. Definitely do not hold CDs here. Definitely want to send. This guy takes forever if you hold CDs. You also have a little bit of like RP with the maze and stuff after this, so you have time for cooldowns to come back a little bit. So yeah, don't just stand here holding cooldowns. That is really, really bad. All you really got to do though is just dodge the floor here. Dodge the floor, kill a man, kill the guy. Easy life. All right, now we're moving on to the maze. Little, I guess not maze, little gauntlet. I don't know what you would call it. Yeah, just dodge the robots here. If you are fast enough, you can squeak by like that on this last little bot. You definitely need to have Burning Rush up to do that though at the end. Otherwise you will be too slow. What's it called? Oh yeah, here I disconnected like for, I don't know, 5 or 10 seconds. Like, and then the tank just teleported in. And I saw our healer get teleported back too. Oh, look at my bar, dude. This red bar is latency on my cast bar. So I had some like, I had like a really bad latency spike here for some reason. I still have Imp out. You probably want your Fell Hunter out for this pull, but I guess Imp is also helpful here because there's a dot you can dispel. Also, you always want to be standing in these shield generators because they make you take reduced damage. Only time, if the squirrels come out, I would still probably move out of this shield generator. So yeah, on this boss, this spot right here is completely safe from the saws. The only thing is that you have to move for these fire beams still. And you do still have to go in to hit the turrets. But outside of that, you can just stand over at that spot and kind of AFK. I was kind of telling the tank to try to bring him over there. I don't think a lot of people know about this spot. There you go. You just tank him close to here, and yeah, the ranged can just completely AFK here. You just gotta dodge mechanics. And then, yeah, the rest of the fight is just dodge feet, pretty much. You're taking no damage on this fight unless you get hit. The only thing that's mostly going to kill you are these saws. Like on a 16, I'm pretty sure these just one shot. Like you see right there, the saw came over here and bounced. There's like a little wall here. And you gotta go back in to kill the turret. But yeah, your biggest job on this fight is just to not die. Even if that means you have to stop casting. Like, do not greed cast on this fight. Like, absolutely no way. Staying alive is way more important. Like, there might be times where you literally just have to run around in a circle for like 5 seconds. That's completely fine. Just do that. Don't die. Dying very bad. Like right here, I can barely even cast Raptures after my Soul Rot. That's just, it's kind of how it goes. And then, yeah, you can just port back over here. Just put a port down, slap it over here, port back. Look at this, look at this. Boom. Wow. Insane, dude. That spot definitely does help a little bit with DPS, especially for ranged. Like, it does make a small noticeable difference if you're not having to just keep running around, like, trying to cast, but you can't. Unless, of course, you're a BM hunter, in which case you just laugh at everyone and have a fun time, no matter what. But yeah, we're pulling double spider, big defensives here, just pop whatever you can when it's up. This really hurts. And then you want to focus prio one down, just because, yeah, we're just going to rot to death, probably, if you don't focus one down really fast. Eventually, we're just going to run out of stuff. So here, I'm going to prio one of the defense spots, so we're not just standing there killing it at the end. This pull, absolutely make sure you are standing in the shield generators. You want to stand in the spot where they are overlapping, because I'm getting two of the damage reduction buffs. And you guys saw like if the squirrel comes, if you're standing in both of these shields and a squirrel comes at you, like you don't even have to move. You are literally never going to die in here. Like I have a dot on me and it's just not even ticking for anything. You do have to be aware of the squirrels though. I have had one time happen where I was standing in a shield and the squirrel came and I thought I was safe and then the shield like went away and then I just died because I didn't have a shield anymore. That is very unfortunate. I don't know how we did not die here. We just got pretty lucky, I guess. So we're gonna gate skip here at the end. Just kind of aim your gate up here. Big tip for this, if you're like a dwarf or a gnome, make sure to use like a toy. You can see here I'm using a toy to make me taller. That makes it a lot easier for you to be able to aim the gate and also take the gate. We had run this dungeon once before, and like the mage, who's also a dwarf, for some reason just could not click the gate, and we uh, kind of ruined the 15 because of that. So the moral of the story is to just use a toy, and you won't have those problems. But yeah, this boss is pretty much just dodge balls. That is your biggest job. If you get a beam on you, press a defensive. And that's all you really can do. And then just do damage. I'll show you guys, there's another little cool spot I found for the second phase. So you don't get dragged during like the little magnet thing. I'll show you guys what I'm talking about when we get there. Yeah, I have a beam on me, press defensive. Just doing damage, keeping my dots on the target. Sending shards with CDs. So here we are out of CDs. Going to just pretty much be spamming Shadow Bolt for a while. Making sure my dots stay up. That was kind of a really bad Vile Taint. I don't know why I Vile Tainted there. I held it for longer than I should have, because now I'm just not going to be able to sync it up with Soul Rot and Malevolence. I also think I was sending like shards there for some reason. Cool, so we are on to phase 2 now. Same thing, pretty much. Guess it just gets harder because you have less area in the room now. Like everyone's condensed into one area. I generally like to play this boss like right around here, like next to one of these little corners. Also, I don't mind going up to the very front, like in the corner over here either. That completely works. Like where I'm running to right now. The reason why this corner is pretty safe is because you can only get hit by balls from one direction, which is like the center of the room. So it makes it a lot easier to figure out where the ball's coming from. Or I guess like if you're just hugging a wall in general, makes it easier. Like a ball's not gonna come from my right side. Beam here, I pop defensive. Just trying to stay alive. These balls are real. That was kind of scary. I got like stuck in the middle, so I had to be like really careful. I think this is the spot. Yeah, you see like I'm able to just cast in there and not really get pulled. There's like a little cubby in this pole that you can just stand in, and you don't really get dragged as much. You can just kind of stand and free cast. We're getting pretty close here. I was I was in full pump mode at this point. But we have CDs coming up in a couple seconds. We also have Lust. We have Lust and CDs. At this point, like when I saw the boss's health, I knew we were good unless somebody died. This is the cubby right here. You just stand here. I'm literally just casting, not even, I don't care. I think you're LOS to the healer though. That's probably the only downside to that. But yeah, dude, we got it done. Dude, that was a sick key, man. Pretty insane key. We just walked in and one-shot it. All right, boys, thanks for watching. Again, if you find this video helpful, if you found it helpful, definitely leave a like, comment, subscribe. All that stuff really helps me out. I'm going to be posting more of these on YouTube in the coming days. So stay tuned for that. And then also definitely leave a follow on my Twitch. I am streaming a lot of keys every day. So go stop by and hang out over there. And yeah, guys, I'll see you on the next video. So take it easy.